Hi, my name is Jennifer Jackson, and I'm a mind-body practitioner who helps people end the struggle with emotional eating, food cravings, and yo-yo dieting. And I'm really excited to share with you what I call the missing piece to weight loss. This presentation is for you if you struggle to stick to a diet or healthy eating plan, you sabotage yourself when you get close to your ideal goal weight, or you just can't seem to lose those last pounds, you have out-of-control food cravings, and you often eat when you're not hungry and then feel bad about it. If any of this sounds like you, especially if you find this all very frustrating, you're in the right place, and this presentation was designed for you. The missing piece to weight loss is not another diet or exercise plan. Let's face it, if you've tried lots of different diets, you probably have a great idea of what's healthy and what's not. Knowledge of what to eat is probably not the issue. Most likely, the issue is what lies beneath the surface in your subconscious mind. You may have seen a visual like this before, where the conscious mind is represented by the tip of the iceberg that pokes out above the water, while the subconscious mind is represented by the huge part beneath the water. The conscious mind is associated with willpower, short-term memory, logical and critical thinking. In other words, all the tools we employ when we put ourselves on a diet. While our subconscious mind is associated with our beliefs, perceptions, emotions, habits, values, protective reactions, and long-term memory. In other words, all the programs that run our lives. Scientists estimate that about 90% of our behavior is controlled by the subconscious mind. That leaves a mere 10% to our conscious mind. For the most part, this is a good thing. I certainly don't want to have to think about pumping my own heart, nor do I really want to have to relearn how to tie my shoes or drive my car. I'm very happy that my subconscious mind has those programs totally under control. But there are other programs we've all picked up along the way that are not so helpful. This presentation is going to talk about 5 of the most common subconscious programs that block people from either losing weight in the first place or keeping the weight off once they've lost it. If you have struggled with food cravings, emotional eating, or yo-yo dieting, keep watching because you're about to learn which programs have been blocking you and what you can do about them. So let's look at these 5 programs. Program number 1 reads, "Eating this specific food will make me feel better." And it shows up in your body as food cravings. When we crave a specific food, usually there are positive memories linked to that food, usually memories from childhood. Our subconscious mind has stored these positive memories and has hardwired them to the food. Now, when we're stressed or bored or overwhelmed or just in a habit, our subconscious mind will helpfully remind us how good we felt when we ate that food, and it will nag us in the form of food cravings to eat that food again and again. This is a problem when you're trying to stick to a healthy diet and all of a sudden you are craving chocolate pastries and you don't just want one. That is the most common subconscious weight loss blocking program. In fact, 99% of people who struggle with weight have it. If you often crave a particular food or a kind of food, you probably have this program as well. We're going to talk about what to do about that in a minute, but for now, let's look at program number 2. Program number 2 reads, "The best way to escape, numb, distract myself from this pain is to eat." And it shows up in your life as emotional eating, binge eating, or eating often when you're not hungry. While the first program developed from positive experiences, this next program developed from negative experiences. Somewhere in childhood, you might have learned to associate eating with feeling better. This is especially true if there were things to escape from in childhood. If mom and dad fought a lot, if there was any kind of abuse, if one or both parents were alcoholic, or if there was any other kind of trauma or chaos, at some point you might have noticed that food eased the pain. This pattern could have also developed into a problem later in life during a painful period such as a death, a bad breakup, divorce, job loss, financial stress, or other painful or high stress situation. Your brain then fused together eating as a way to escape, numb, distract yourself from feeling painful emotions. Now, even during the minor stresses of the day, your brain helpfully reminds you how much better food makes you feel, at least for in the short term. So moderate amounts of sugar or carbs actually do make us feel better. They send feel-good chemicals to the brain. And using these foods in small amounts, I believe, is okay in small doses. But when we keep wanting more and more and can't stop and hurt ourselves with overeating, then it becomes a serious problem. If you often eat when you're not hungry, tend to eat more when you're feeling stressed, bored, lonely, sad, or etc., have a hard time stopping once you start, and or feel guilty or ashamed about your eating, then you are probably running this program. And the missing piece to weight loss can really help you change that once and for all. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but for now, let's look at program number 3. So program number 3 reads, "Don't tell me what to do." And it shows up in your life as self-sabotage. Most people think they can't stick to a diet because they lack willpower. But it turns out that willpower is not what most people think. Willpower is not just about your personal power. Willpower is tied up with your relationship to your authority figure when you were growing up. If your parent was critical, domineering, or controlling, and you're struggling with your weight, you are probably still internally struggling with your parent. Going on a diet is giving yourself certain rules. The problem is we all take on the voices of our authority figures. So you may be giving yourself the rules, but it might be triggering your struggle with your authority figure, and at some point your subconscious says, "No way, don't tell me what to eat. I want those French fries, all right? Now get lost." And before you know it, your hand is bringing French fries to your mouth, even though consciously you might have planned not to eat them. So if you had a difficult relationship with one or more authority figures growing up and tend to sabotage your weight loss efforts, you are probably running this program. So let's look at program number 4, which reads, "Clean your plate." And it shows up in your life as being compelled to finish whatever is on your plate, even if you don't really want it, not being able to throw food away, or hoarding food. Lots of people who struggle with weight have trouble leaving food on their plate, and especially throwing food away. They feel guilty, like it's wasting money, wasting food, somehow not right. This generally comes from a parent who insisted that the child needed to clean their plate before they could leave the table. So this is clearly an unhelpful program when you're trying to lose weight, particularly in our supersized culture where portions can be enough for 2 to 3 people. So if you were told to clean your plate as a child, feel compelled to finish all your food even if you're no longer hungry, or have a hard time throwing food away even if you don't want it, then you are probably running this program. Now we come to the strongest program of all, which reads, "It's not safe to be thin." And this shows up in your life as sabotaging your efforts when you reach your goal or get close to reaching your goal. When people are running this program, they start to feel uncomfortable or unsafe when they get within sight of their goal weight. They might feel uncomfortable when people start to compliment their appearance, or unsafe and want to hide when they're given any kind of sexual attention. This usually comes from any kind of abuse, particularly sexual abuse, or even sexual boundary violations, such as someone making a comment when you were beginning to develop. This feeling of not being safe can also come from an illogical connection your subconscious mind has made. If the last time you were thin, something bad happened, such as you got a divorce, had a bad breakup, had a death in the family, got a diagnosis, lost a job, or some other painful thing, your subconscious mind may have linked this unfortunate event to being thin, and is now trying to protect you from another bad thing happening by keeping you heavier. So if you feel uncomfortable when people compliment your appearance or anxious when you receive sexual attention, if you've been sexually violated, either physically abused or made to feel uncomfortable in your body, if you feel safer at a heavier weight, or had something bad happen the last time you were thin, then you are probably running this very strong program. So those are 5 of the most common programs that keep people from losing weight in the first place, or keeping the weight off once it's been lost. So here's the bad news. If you are running any of these subconscious programs, no matter how few calories you eat or how many calories you burn off at the gym, losing weight and keeping it off will always be a struggle. But here's the good news. When you can reprogram your subconscious mind so that it is in alignment with your conscious mind and your weight loss goals, you will be able to stick to a healthy diet or a healthy plan, pass up or have small amounts of your favorite foods without feeling deprived, anxious, or obsessive, feel motivated to exercise, and feel safe and confident in your body, which naturally leads to achieving your weight loss goals. So you're probably wondering, how do I reprogram my subconscious mind so that it works for me instead of against me? I am so glad you asked. At the end of April, I'm going to be launching an affordable group course called The Missing Piece to Weight Loss. The Missing Piece to Weight Loss will show you how to rewire all 5 of these weight loss blocking programs, and draws from cutting-edge mind-body techniques such as EFT tapping, matrix reimprinting, neuro-linguistic programming, and hypnotherapy. And all of these techniques are gentle, non-invasive, effective, and long-lasting. In fact, I want to talk about my client Shannon's success story. So Shannon had gained over 50 pounds during her really painful divorce, when she was using food as a means of comfort and distraction. In just a couple sessions, we were able to completely transform this behavior, so that in our 6 weeks together, she was actually able to lose over 20 pounds. And she is now well on her way to her goal and feeling so much happier, healthier, and more confident in her body. So if we can pinpoint what your subconscious blocks are, we can reprogram them so you can enjoy success as well. So if you are interested in giving this a try, I have a special offer to make. I'm going to be offering a sample 90-minute workshop in several locations in early April that will show you how to dissolve food cravings on the spot. In this workshop, you will arrive with the food you crave most and leave no longer craving it. So here is what one of my recent clients had to say about this very technique that you'd be learning. Wow, I had a tapping session for cravings with Jennifer, and I went from a 10, as in really wanting that piece of chocolate in front of me, to 0 in just a few minutes. Several weeks have now passed, and I've not craved chocolate at all. In the past, chocolate has definitely been my weakness. I'm currently on a medical cleanse to regulate my hormones, so it's extremely helpful to not have the urgent feelings of needing to eat chocolate throwing off my wellness goals. I highly recommend trying this for yourself toward whatever cravings you're holding on to. What a relief it is not to feel this chocolate addiction attachment anymore. So this is a low-cost, low-commitment workshop, and you really have nothing to lose in trying it out, except possibly that weight you've been trying to lose for so long. So if you're interested in giving it a try, you can either sign up for one of the workshops by clicking one of the links below, or you can book a free call with me to discuss different options for learning to use these techniques in your life. If you'd like to book a free call with me, simply click on the button below or type in this address, www.bit.ly/calljenj. That's CALLJENJ, all small letters. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to talk with you or see you in a workshop soon so you can start making progress on your weight loss goals right away. Again, just click on one of the links below, or to schedule a free call, you can type in the address www.bit.ly/calljenj. Thanks again, and I hope to see you soon.